Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is going to be interesting. There are two questions actually that we're going to be looking into, but only one of them will pertain to your reading. So we're going to be looking at the questions, either who is watching you or who is watching over you. So depending on which group you pick, we're going to take a look at which one is which, right? So just to clarify the meaning of these questions, who is watching you means it's somebody here on Earth. It could be an acquaintance, a friend, a love interest, a family member, anybody. We're going to take a look at who is watching you. And then if you end up getting the question who is watching over you, then this either could be a past loved one, it could be maybe even some type of spirit guide, ancestor, but we're going to get more details when we look at the messages. Okay, so here we have the four options. Okay, and as you take a look at the crystals, I just wanted to say briefly that I did post finally the first how-to video in the new series, How to Read Tarot Cards. If you're interested, I have it linked in the description below. I just posted it a couple days ago. Yeah. So we have the four options here for who is watching you or watching over you. And I'll show you each one. Just, again, go with your gut in which one feels right. Okay. So here we have group number one. This is the third eye selenite. It has that symbol in the middle there. Hard to see, but there it is. Okay, that's group number one. Group number two is the black tourmaline heart. Group number three is the, how do you say this? Dalmatian jasper. I got tongue-tied there. Dalmatian jasper. And group number four is the clear quartz sphere. All right. So just take as much time as you need, and whenever you are ready, we will get into your reading. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number one. I forgot to say that it's a general reading. It might not resonate 100%. Personal reading info is in the description. So let's see first, group one, if your answer is going to be either who is watching you or who is watching over you. So let's take a look at what it could be. I'm not sure how to start this reading. Spirit, this reading is for group one, please. And the energies for them, especially who's watching them or watching over them, please provide us with clear guided messages for just one of these questions and one person, or one being, I should say, for group one. So I think I'm just gonna make it a general question first. Spirit, can you please give us the first answer? Who is watching them, group one, or watching over them? Which one is it that we're going to be looking into today? Please and thank you, Spirit. Group one, either who is watching them or watching over them, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Wow. This group one, you got who is watching over you. And I see that very clearly, actually. This is a family member that has passed away. We have the beautiful angel here of the Lover's card. You can see the divine guidance that's happening here. You can see the hands opening up. I think something with hands is significant in your reading. Maybe they had healing hands, whoever this is. Masculine and feminine energy are represented here, but we'll get more information. So yes, this angel is watching over the, well, in this particular case, the union, but You also have here the Ten of Pentacles, which is the family card. See, big family represented here, and stability, security. So group 1, that is what you got. If you wanted a different one, you know, things happen. I have other readings in case you are interested about like who's thinking of you and stuff like that. But let's see who this is, Spirit. Thank you. Can you tell us who is this person or being or entity that is watching over group 1, Spirit, the Lovers? What can you tell us, please? We have the Star card. There's like a lot of heavenly energy here. I feel like this, that this person is in some sort of a very peaceful, beautiful place right now. Really, really lovely energy. Spirit, can you tell us more? Who is this being or person that's watching over group 1? Interesting. I think that this person, I do feel like this was a family member, so I'll just say person and not being, but I can see here that there is a likelihood this person did live a long life, and by the time that they passed, they had lived a long life. It wasn't something, their passing I don't feel was that sudden. For some of you it may have been a little sudden in a sense that of course we're never prepared for that, but I do feel that they reached a long life. And I think that by the end, they could have been suffering with significant health problems, and then that's when they left this earth. Okay. Now, I suppose that for some of you, there is a chance that you never met this family member, but I am getting the vibe that you have. Okay. Can we have more, please? And with the Star energy, I'll get into that in a moment. Spirit, can you please tell us more about who this is? Who is watching over group 1? Please and thank you. We're kind of split down the middle still with masculine and feminine energy, but now it is leaning a little bit towards the feminine with this Queen of Pentacles represented, but I'm still not convinced entirely that it is one or the other. We also have the Page of Swords. Now this is interesting because the Page of Swords is a card that can mean someone watching you, okay? Now, okay, this is interesting. That's why I wasn't convinced, because this Queen of Pentacles is not representing your loved one, your family member, past loved one. This is representing you, whether you're male or female. This Queen of Pentacles is you. And you can see over here, this person has become a guide or maybe like a guardian of some kind. And you can see it almost here that the page is watching this Queen of Pentacles and helping along the way. So this is really comforting. I feel a warmth and a security coming from this person. Let's get the Star energy, Spirit. Can you give us anything helpful for the Star? What do we need to know? This is an Aquarius energy, but I don't like to do zodiacs. But I am getting something having to do with the letter. Well, two of the letters in Aquarius. I did see a Q, which was weird because that's actually really rare. But I did also kind of get the hint of A as well. So maybe those 2 letters can mean something. Spirit, can you tell us anything more about the Star card, please? This is a very dream-like energy. I do feel that for some of you it was recently, but I'm getting also that it not necessarily was only recently. It depends on when they passed away. But you may have had or are still having dreams of this person. And in these dreams, it seems very real. It seems vivid. And as if you can feel the actual energy of this dimension. These are not normal dreams. These are, I guess you can call them travels. They could be astral travel. It could be just actually visiting this person in spirit form. So that's quite powerful. Okay, we have also here the 5 of Wands. Spirit, can you tell us about the 5 of Wands? Yeah, it's like this battle energy. We also have here the 7 of Swords. I'm trying to figure out if this has to do with your family situation because there's conflict going on here, but I don't know for sure yet. Spirit, can you please clarify these 2 cards? What's going on here? These 2 cards. Yeah, there is a bit of pushing energy or clash, like friction. There's definitely, I feel like this was around the time that they passed, like I said, that there was some sort of a lack of clarity and a lot of stress, especially especially perhaps with the family dynamic that could have been involved here. If it wasn't family problems, it was definitely something having to do with the health. It could have had to do with finances, of course. That's usually pretty common. So yeah, that was what was involved here. Okay, anything else we need to know about the Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles for now? And then naturally we will get messages from this loved one. All right. The Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles is clarified by the Knight of Wands. There is this fast, passionate movement here. Your loved one here is much happier in the spiritual realm because they're able to move about. They're able to have their life force replenished within themselves because they're now in spiritual form. I don't get the sense that they, not that I know much about this topic, but I don't get the sense that they reincarnated, at least not yet, if that's what they're wanting to do. I feel that they are in this celestial form in a heavenly kind of a place is really what I'm getting. And they're quite happy here, you know, because they're able to do so much more in this form. There's no suffering, there's no fear, there's no pain. And I think we're getting into the first message here, is that they're trying to give you that warmth that they are feeling in this place that they're in. Yeah, so here with the Page of Swords, that's what I'm getting. So that's how I'm going to start into these messages. Let me just get one more from here, and then I'll use another deck. Spirit, can you please clarify the Page of Swords? But there is a lot of air energy here. I do have a suspicion that airway constriction had to do with how they passed, or a condition that they had throughout their life that was chronic, okay? And it's really sad because, you know, like the message, it was like in a, I don't even know, it was a happy message that they can breathe, but that's obviously, you know, sad to hear that they suffered, but they can breathe now and there is no suffering anymore. They're coming through as this watcher here with this Queen of Wands energy. Now they're kind of coming through a little bit on the feminine side, but again, it's really split down the middle with this reading. So here's the Queen of Wands. This is someone who has so much passion within themselves. So this person is so happy. And by the way, if it's not 100% accurate that it's a family member, this could have been someone who was like family, because obviously it's a lot of people watching, it's general. But with this Queen of Wands energy, there is creative passion coming through here. There's vitality. There is just so much strength. This person's energy is coming through as a huge presence, like a big hug. You know, I feel like they're throwing all of their love into what we're channeling here today, even though I'm feeling that they're quiet. It's a strange thing that I'm getting here. They're eloquent and articulate, yet at the same time, they don't even really feel the need to speak much. That's interesting. Maybe some of you, it was because at the end they couldn't speak, but I feel that they're just there a little bit into the background, and they're smiling and they're beaming and they're sending so much love, but for some reason they're not crossing over a line. And I don't know if this has to do with where they are currently existing. It could have to do with the dimension. I really don't know, but they're not feeling the need to say much, and it's on purpose. It's because it's almost as if to say that they don't have to. So the way that they communicate with you here on Earth, that's what I want to know. I was going to answer, but then I'm like, no, we have to ask this question. So if they're being a little quiet, let's use the muted colored deck here. And that's cool because we do have the Ten of Pentacles here again at the bottom. This person really loved to help people. And they did so very naturally and instantly, and in any way that they could, whether it was financial or just giving a person food or giving them a place to stay, giving them words of support and encouragement. They were a healer. They were a healer for sure. Could have even been like an earth angel or something like that. Spirit, can you please tell us, how does this person communicate with group 1? Can we please have the Page of Swords and the Queen of Wands combo, Spirit? What do we need to know about the way that this person communicated, or communicates currently, I should say, because they're still doing it, but very, very subtle ways. They gave me the image of a television was the first thing. I'll look at this in a second. They gave me the image of a television. So maybe recently or at some point you saw something on TV that reminded you of this person, and maybe something funny happened with the television. I'm not getting that it was any other screen such as a cell phone. I'm getting specifically an image of a television or like a living room or something like that. Oh my God, that's really weird. Yeah, that reminds me, that actually reminds me of a dream that I had once on the astral plane, and there was a television there, and on the screen I think I saw cards, and I think it weirdly was something like solitaire, who knows, but any of those things I just said could be related to the way that, one occurrence that they communicated with you. The next card that came up was the 8 of Pentacles. This is a specific message where when you are working on something and really focusing. So they don't communicate per se, but when you are focusing really hard and trying to get done your goals, this person comes to the forefront and helps you with it. I'm seeing here wings in this card. And basically that's them placing the wings on your shoulders, your back, so that you can have this focus, so that you can feel productive and hopeful about whatever it is that you're doing that previously perhaps you didn't have the most hope in. We have the star card over here, right? Lots of hope, lots of faith, lots of vision. Okay, so that's what we're looking at so far. Okay, sorry, I don't ever pause a video in the middle of a reading, but I felt compelled to because my phone just kept going like this, even though it was silent. So I checked it and it was just, you know, whatever. But that's not important. But what's important is that I feel that I just mentioned something about a screen. Okay, so I guess they're including that now, but in a specific way. They may have also, this is so funny, they may have also communicated with you with mistake texts, like, you know, when just like a random person, maybe a stranger or even somebody that you know was trying to text you, or a stranger texted you by accident. And it was just something that didn't make any sense. Okay, now that interests me a lot because of what I said to you before. Remember I said to you before that they don't need to speak or something like that. That has to do with it, I feel. What is going on that they don't speak on this? It's like they don't have the channel to do so, but I'll ask about that next, but let me keep going here. So anyway, going back to what I said with the 8 of Pentacles, yes, they are the ones to help you specifically get through the goal that you were trying to get through. And if you suddenly find that you have all this extra strength, or even if you haven't started any goal and you wish to, you ask this spirit guide, or, well, yes, now they are a spirit guide of yours. You ask this past loved one, and they will come to your aid, even if you've never met them before, if for some of you that's not resonating and you don't know who they are, but they're definitely there. Can we know more ways that how they communicate, please? The Page of Swords, Queen of Wands, please. Oh, definitely through nature, but that's a lot of spirit guides, so let me get more information. But definitely just little ways in nature, because this Queen of Wands is holding a sunflower. Sunflower. And now we have the King of Wands. You see, remember I told you it's 50-50 here, and we have it here represented again. So very much this fiery, passionate energy. I am getting something having to do with nature, but again, we already got that, so let's get a different message. Spirit, how else do they communicate, please? This loved one, how else do they communicate? Whoa. They communicate through your successes. That is so cool because it matches what we talked about before. So they are the direct loved one that has been really kind of looking over your shoulder. I think it's really interesting. They're looking over your shoulder in a very positive way and saying, hey, this is what you have to do, and this is the direction that you're meant to take, and you're going to achieve this thing. So they see through the end. They see it to the end. See it through to the end. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes. see. Spirit, is there a reason why they're not communicating in the way that, I don't know, like with a particular channel? How do I ask this question? Oh, let's use this one. This one is a brighter colored version. It's called albino weight. I've used this in the past, but that was long ago. Spirit, why are they communicating in this particular way? What's the reason that they can't communicate directly? I'm getting this vibe that they're not even allowed to. I don't know how it works. But we have here the Page of Cups. From this Page of Cups, I'm getting the feeling of a child that has not learned yet to speak, or a child that is unable to speak for some reason. So it's kind of giving me a hint here, and you also do have this clash. It's almost as if they don't speak the language or something. Page of Cups, yeah, there's an innocence about this energy. I don't know, it feels like, you know how children speak in almost symbolism, or with feeling and with emotion and with facial expression and play? They speak through play, meaning they're showing us messages that are symbolic through what they're drawing and how they're playing and just how they're living their lives. They're giving us subtle messages. So again, it's confirming that, but I'm not sure why. Spirit, is there any reason for this? Why they have this particular way of communicating? Because I can feel them very strongly, but again, the words are not there. We have the Chariot. Okay, that's interesting. The Chariot. The Chariot, I don't know. It's like the Chariot is a card of fast movement or just charging ahead. Oh boy. Anything else we need to know so far? Let me try to figure that out. That's a thinker. King of Cups here. So we went from the Page to the King. The Page to the King here. It went through this entire transition of childhood to adulthood, and the Chariot is showing almost like it's as if they're just not able to grasp it. I really think that it has to do with maybe the dimension that they're in, or the rules. It's very interesting and perplexing. Spirit, is there anything else you can tell us about this particular question? See, look, this is a card of communication. So I think that it does have to do with something. You know how angels tend to speak in ways that are very subtle and clever, and it's little synchronicities? I think it's for the same reasons that this loved one is speaking in that way. It's just sort of the way it has to be now, but they're not giving me any solid reason. There may not even be a reason that we can comprehend. But let's get a final message. Any final message about that? King of Cups, anything? The Chariot, anything at all? I think it has to also do with the way that the messages have to reach you. Because if you were to receive messages in a very direct way with words, then it wouldn't reach you in the particular way. Look, you have this here again. The Page of Swords is represented again. Then you have the Moon. Wow. They're in the dimness, or they're meant to be in the dimness in a way. I mean, they're full of light, but they're not meant to show it to you. And that's what I feel that it's meant to do. It's meant to reach you in such a way that it's to show you magic in a weird way. It's to show you these synchronicities and to really get your attention in ways that it wouldn't otherwise. They're not telling me much. That's the whole thing, you know. They're not telling me much. But this is really, really cool. Okay, so let's get some more and see what they actually do want to say. So this is the person that's watching over you. We already went over a couple of details. Any other final details about who this is? So we gave some personality traits, some messages about how they possibly could have passed. Anything else about who they are? They could have been, the number 3 could have been significant, whether it was they were one of 3 siblings, or maybe their birthday had something to do with the number 3. Could have been possible there. We have the Knight of Swords. And there also could have there could have been something having to do with fast movement when they were alive. But let me see, anything else about the Knight of Swords that we need to know about? Now that one makes me think, if you do happen to know who this is and you met them, they actually could have been very fast talkers. The number 3 is definitely significant. So some of you, it was that this person was the 3rd child. So this is really cool when it repeats itself, when it confirms. Yeah, some of you, they were the 3rd child, or they had 2 other siblings. I kind of doubt that it was like a triplet situation, because it's sort of rare, but it's possible. But yes, the number 3 they could have had a birthday in March, or maybe their anniversary or something like that was in March, or smack dab on the 3rd. But together, this is bringing 33. They could have also been 33 when they pass. You know, something. Well, I mean, that didn't fit with what I saw before, but that could be a possibility, I suppose. Anything about the Knight of Swords that we need to know? Yeah, it came through again. So they were very fast-paced when they were in their prime, when they were healthy. I'm starting to wonder now. Look, you got another number 3. That's 333. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty significant. Let me show you again, just because it's good to have a visual. 3 3s in a row. That's wild, all right? You may even see that number in the near future and know that this is them, or a repeating sequence of any number, but the 3 3s, that is really wild. So I was wondering about their departure. I think that, yes, when they were in their prime, when they were healthy, or just in their prime in general, that they were very fast-paced and very goal-oriented, which makes perfect sense, because that's exactly what they're helping you to do. They're trying to, you know, continue that energy, or maybe continue that legacy or something like that. So that's the most that they're telling me. Let's see what they want to say. I think I'm going to get this other deck that I just got today. It's really beautiful, and I love round cards that are not giant. What was the name of this again? I'm going to link it in the description. It was a wild harmonic, I think. I'm going to link it in the description in case you're interested. Okay, so past loved one, please, of group 1. What would you like to tell them? What would you like to tell them? Hold on, I have to get a right one that feels right to me. Whoops. I'm going to be reading these intuitively because they're new and I'm not familiar with them yet. Oh, you got to be kidding me. They're in the shadow even in this card. Isn't that something? Wow. This says air of shadow, unseating anxiety. There's a big message here having to do with some kind of fear. And over here you have shadow guardian. They watch over you specifically when you feel afraid. This is really beautiful energy. Remember before I said anything that the person needs, that is what they're doing. That they're helping you through your fear, your anxiety, your stress, when you're uncertain about anything. So the next time that you feel scared or any of these things I just listed, ask this spirit guide or this past loved one to help you, and they will. Okay, what are your messages, please? We have here spiral time, celestial of air. I see something here having to do with cycles for sure, because we have the spiral. Okay, so they're trying to prevent you from going into some sort of a spiral. And actually, we have another spiral image, or at least circular image going on here. They're trying to help you go down the path of your highest good. So there may have been a lot of struggle for you. There may have been a lot of repeating cycles. So if you feel that that's true, if you feel that you've always been stuck in some kind of a cycle, ask them for help. They're going to help you to get out of this. But what they want to make clear by just giving me their vibration is that if you're asking them for help, you better be ready to receive it. They're not going to be kidding around here. They're very firm in that, even though they were very sweet in their energy. They're quite firm, very powerful energy. What would you like to tell them, please? We have here hidden ally. That's really interesting because that is exactly what they have been. They also are saying to you that you have hidden allies in your life, but they're not hidden, but you have to acknowledge them more. So for example, if you have a loved one in your life, family member, friend, whoever, coworker, you have allies at your side, but you're maybe not acknowledging or kind of like maybe you're even forgetting that there's people out there who love and support you. They want you to remember this, and they want you to form almost like an alliance with them, because they don't want you to have to do this alone, even on Earth. Okay, so they're mentioning that, and the fact that they are your ally. Of course, you have also here entering discovery, spirit of dimensional. These cards are so cool, I swear. And what is this one? Dimensional of celestial, victorious silence. Oh my god. This is them. Victorious. It's so funny. Victorious silence. Now, they want you to take a note from this card in terms of how they are now. You will receive a lot of knowledge and empowerment by entering into silence. So this could mean specifically, okay, this is like a double message here. The obvious spiritual one to me is they want you to do hermit work. They want you to really go into introspective mode at this time of your life. So we're talking prayer, meditation, maybe self-help books, stuff like that. But the other thing that they're saying is that there could be, for some of you, and this may not be for all of you, but they're saying something having to do with you talking to other people or another person, or like there's something that is to your disadvantage in terms of talking. So it may be in your best interest to kind of pull back if there's something having to do with talking that's currently making you anxious, or you see that it's causing you a problem, even potentially. So they're kind of warning you about that. That's very interesting. Any final messages, loved one, of group 1, please? All right. The final card we have here, Spirit of Water, Tantric, is it Tantric? Trust. This is very, this is mesmerizing. Look at this image. You're going to be receiving something in the near future. There's going to be a ton of healing that is going to, that you will be receiving, not only from them, but it's because it's time. This could have to do with healing your throat chakra as well. Something having to do with your throat could be significant. And here I'm very much drawn to Fire of Shadow, Snuffed Out. There is going to be an ending for you soon, and it could go either way, group 1. It's split down the middle again, but there is going to be a particular type of ending of a cycle for you. So for one half of you, you're going to be relieved to hear that because you're ready. The other half of you, if you aren't feeling ready, it's going to be hard. Okay, so if that is the case, ask this loved one to give you strength, and they absolutely will. Okay, like I said, this healing is coming through. Some of you, it may have directly to do with either the throat or something having to do with your mouth or words or expression. It's like a whole thing mixed together. Let's just pull one final card. Spirit, any final card, please, for group 1? Okay, your final card we have here, Air of Water, Intuitive Navigation. Okay, so you guys' water energy, or at least like your intuitive energy, is coming out now, and I'm feeling all of it. Maybe a lot of you were kind of like engrossed within the reading, but your energy is coming out now. Now is the time to use your intuition more than ever, and if you ignore it, you will repeat these cycles most likely. Okay, some of you will repeat these cycles most likely, but it is time to trust the intuition and to further work on emotional balance. I feel like you guys have heard me say this a lot. And your spirit guide, your loved one here, is drawing this out to the surface even more, okay? But they are saying that you're going to be healing, especially within this year, and probably very soon, okay? Ooh, what a reading. Didn't expect all of that, but that's how it goes. Group 1, that's what I have for you. I really hope that this was helpful, and thank you to your loved one for these messages. If you guys are interested in learning tarot, I did post the first video for our how-to series, how to read tarot cards. I'll link it in the description as well, okay? Thank you guys so much. Please subscribe, like, share, all that stuff if you found this helpful. Otherwise, sending you love, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 2, which is the black tourmaline heart. So let's shuffle first, and then I'll figure out which category you guys fall into with the question. Spirit, this reading is for group 2, please. And the energies for them, especially who is watching them or watching over them. Please provide us with clear guided messages for group 2. All right, so I'm going to just get the cards, see what I feel. If it's not clear, I'll ask directly. Spirit, can we please know for group 2, who is either watching them or watching over them? Group 2, please and thank you. Group 2. Interesting. We have the Knight of Wands and the Fool. That's a bit of a mixed message, so let me get more. Spirit, can you please specify, can you clarify either who is watching them or who is watching over them for group 2 or black tourmaline heart group? Okay, this is curious. So, if I didn't know any better, I would say it's almost a mix of energy of the question, but I'm going to start talking and it'll probably come out. But if not, I'll figure that one out for you guys. So again, we have the Knight of Wands and the Fool. This is a very freeing, beautiful energy. It is carefree, it's pure, it's young, childlike energy, okay? This is an energy of a lot of confidence, power, abundance, being very natural with the Empress as well. So you did get the card of, hey, someone's watching, right? But I'm still not entirely convinced of what kind of watching it is, because you have the Page of Swords and the Two of Wands. So it kind of feels like this is someone from afar. With the Fool energy, it does give me the impression that this is almost like a friend or someone from afar. Maybe they checked you out only once recently. The energy is faint. I feel like this is a person, and I feel like they are kind of coming down to earth, but their energy is happy-go-lucky and carefree to the point where it's almost hard to hear what they're saying. So let's get a little bit more. Spirit, can you please confirm who is either watching group 2 or watching over them? Please and thank you, please and thank you. Let's see what we get. Can we have the Fool? The Fool. All right. Yeah, we have the Three of Wands. This is someone that's at a distance, okay? I feel group 2 that I am leaning towards that there is someone on planet Earth that is watching you or will begin to watch you soon. That's probably another reason why it was faint energy, okay? This person has not said anything yet. There is no communication currently. I do feel that it really gives me this vibe of kind of like childhood friend, old classmate kind of a feel, or old coworker kind of a feel. Old roommate, it could be anything. But yeah, someone that moved away. Page of Wands as well. Yeah, so you have like this youthful, playful energy here. The Magician and the Ace of Pentacles makes me feel that this is a person that will be entering into your life, at least to say hello, just to see how you're doing. But I do think that either they have already watched you in some way, maybe social media, you know how it goes, or maybe they've thought of you and then they will watch. It sounds kind of weird, but like they will check out your page or something like that soon, I feel. Spirit, what else can you tell us? Who is watching? Who is watching group 2? We have the Queen of Swords. Okay, yeah. There is this communication that I feel will come through in the near future. Again, it's suggesting that this person has moved away, or they moved a while ago is what I'm getting here. Oops, sorry. So let's get some more messages here. I was honestly expecting something different with the question, who is watching you? It sounds a little, intense. But this is very lighthearted. So this is friendly energy, okay? So let me see what cards they would resonate with, and we'll get some more messages. For now, I'm going to use this one, And we do have the Empress again at the bottom. I feel that you knew this person from, let me see. It's weird because if you knew them when you were very, very young, this wouldn't be true. But they are giving me the vibe that you could hang out with them in a social setting, hypothetically. Maybe it could be a restaurant, a bar, a place to play around or just explore, and just have the best time with this person, okay? This is a person that would lift you up instead of tear you down, like well, let's not get into that, but this is a person to really lift you up, support you, encourage your dreams, encourage your confidence, as they are also quite empowered within themselves, but they're genuine, you know? I really like their energy, actually, yeah. Spirit, can you tell us anything more? Can you tell us anything more? I feel like one or both of you will support the other if you have just gone through some kind of breakup or heartache or stress or something like that. If it wasn't love related, it could have been maybe job related, but it could be really anything, any kind of stressor here. Can you tell us more about this Empress energy? And then you have the Queen of Swords. This is feeling like a feminine energy. If it's not resonating that this person is a female, then they do have a very bright and vibrant feminine energy within them, regardless of their gender. Yeah, we have the Moon here. Yeah, it seems that for many years, or at what felt like a very long time at least, this person was, what do you call, like, off the grid, off the radar. They just were hidden for a very long time. Or if they were, for example, on social media, they never really used it. That kind of a vibe I'm getting there. And they were just doing their own thing. I think they got lost in time. They just got lost in everything that they were doing. And that's why they were kind of in the background with this Moon energy, kind of being faded away in the background a little bit. Spirit, what can you tell us is important about this connection that group 2 needs to know about, especially who this is? Oh, I see. So this connection is important. It's a good thing we looked into this. Similar to one of my other readings called Who is Coming Your Way. Maybe you've seen that. This person is going to end up somehow either helping you to manifest something in your life or helping you to take action. And when I say help, by the way, I simply mean that either they could directly support you or they could be almost a catalyst for something else happening, okay? We have here the Magician repeated, and now we have the 10 of Cups. There's a happy ending or some kind of goal or action that you were moving towards. But in this particular time of your life, or in around now, it could be past, present, or future, but it's in this near energy that I'm looking at, you may feel blocked, totally blocked. So maybe for some of you, if it's not a feeling of uncertainty or inner insecurity or whatnot, it could be circumstantial as well. But then this person comes into play, and it does seem that, I don't know if they caused this or they're just relating to this, but their energy does brighten your life a lot. Even if you just spoke with them once, it could be coinciding with something moving forward in your life, okay? Whether or not this person stays in your life, because that is a little unclear. I feel like this person really loves a sense of adventure. Maybe they have a hard time sitting still or something like that. Okay. Your reading is a lot more straight to the point than group 1. Okay. Oh man, I had a time. Spirit, for group 2, please, what else do we need to know about this connection or anything that group 2 needs to know about the future messages? Yeah, you guys fit very well together. It's a soul connection, someone part of your soul tribe. For a lot of you, this person may even be a permanent part of your life from now on. That one, again, I'm getting mixed messages for that one, but this is the Emperor card. They're coming up as the Empress. Okay, that's a divine counterpart card, not in a romantic way, probably not, but you are really getting along well, even with this distance between you, or there had been a distance. When this person enters into your life again, it's going to feel like there was no time that passed anyway, or that there is no distance between you. I think that them coming into your life is going to really trigger something positive in the way that you think. It could even just be one thing that they say to you about your talents and your self-worth and stuff like that, and the reason why it hit you was because of their genuineness. It hit you because they said it out of love. Spirit, anything else that we need to know about this Empress energy, please? Yeah, the World. It keeps confirming that they are far away. But I do think that they have thought about you in a way of, they never forgot about you is kind of how I want to word that. Yeah, they never forgot about you. And what else can you tell us about the fact that they've been watching, or like how is this relevant, Spirit? How have they been watching group 2? So I don't think that that's why this question was interesting for you guys, because I don't think that they were literally watching you in that particular sense. I think that they would always be reminded of you, or they often thought of you. And again, they never forgot about you. Page of Cups here. So I think that was we have 1, 2, this is the 3rd page. Lots of fun, vibrant, childlike, playful energy going on here. All right. So let's see if we can get, let's see if we can get some more messages from this person's energy, just to see if it's relevant or if we need to know anything. Let's see what's going on here. This is the tarot of the magical forest. Okay, so Empress energy or Queen of Swords energy, whoever you are, please. What would you like to say to group 2? Please and thank you. What are your messages, if any at all? Now you have the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Chalices. Yeah, again, another feminine, heavy energy here. But this is the one that's talking about how compassionate they are. They're very sensitive. They even could be inclined to spirituality, but I don't think that they recognize it. I think, in fact, you're more spiritual or more involved with spirituality. I don't think that they are going to be involved with it much. Maybe just like a little bit, but they are open to it and they have a natural knack for it. So maybe you guys learn something together, who knows? They didn't really say much with this card other than the fact that they have a lot of love for you, or they will have a lot of love for you when you guys reconnect. Would you like to say anything else? Empress or Queen of Swords or Queen of Cups energy for group 2. We have the Hermit and the Sun. Oh, wow. Okay. See there, Hermit and Sun. They've been on a journey towards their happiness, and I would only imagine that they're going to encourage you to do the same. They've done a lot of really hard spiritual work, and that's great for them, you know. They've learned a lot about themselves. They have come into their introspection. They've spent a lot of time in solitude and adventure, like I mentioned before. They've taken this very seriously. Let's say if they did go away, maybe it was their own choice to do so, or whatever the case was. They did a lot of work, mentally, spiritually, and they were happy. They were able to find their happiness, and I do feel that they only want the same for you if you feel like you're not at that place yet. But a big thing for them was spirituality in a sense of faith. I'm getting the God-like energy here with the Hierophant coming through. Just really having a sense of faith, aligning with the universe kind of energy. We have the Empress yet again on the bottom here. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles, and then we have another distance card. So 7 of Pentacles, the number 7 could be significant in terms of the timing, but for you guys, it's going to be so different that I don't feel it will be helpful for me to say it, but the number 7 is going to be significant, I feel. Anything else, Spirit, that we need to know about this connection? Any messages for group 2, especially what this person may want to say about who's watching them? Okay. Wow. This is really beautiful. Oh my goodness. So whatever was the case for this person and you, There's a happy ending here. There's a really happy reunion coming through. You have the Ten of Cups repeated, and it's paired with the Temperance card. So this is union and peace, and if it's relevant, reconciliation or hope, okay? Yeah. It's really lovely. And I see here, there's like another generation coming through. For some of you, if you really connect with this person and you guys become close, I can see that there's maybe one or both of you may have children in the future, if that's resonating for you, where you'll be able to be all in each other's lives. It's really, really lovely energy. It's like all of this harmony all around. So either way, group 2, this is great news. This is obviously a person that will have a positive influence in your life, and I'm certain that it'll be the same for them. Obviously, otherwise they wouldn't want to be in your life at all. They want to be in your life is what I'm getting here. So I'd love to know if this comes through for you guys, if you're watching this now and at some point in the future you're like, oh my gosh, like that totally happened. Just, of course, let it go and keep it in the back of your mind somewhere, but you don't need to necessarily overly focus on any future event, because otherwise it may not even work out that particular way. The best way to look at future events is just to kind of let it go with the flow, and things will fall into place naturally. So group 2, I think that's all I have for you. I think that it was very short and sweet in a way, and I hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much. If you're interested in learning tarot, I did post the first video of the how-to series. It's in the description box if you're interested. All right, thank you once again. Sending you love, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 3, which is our Dalmatian Jasper. Spirit, this reading is for group 3, please, and either who is watching them or watching over them. Please provide us with clear guided messages for group 3. So let's just get a feel here. You do have this at the bottom, which could answer our question, but let's see which question pertains to you guys. Spirit, for group 3, again, either who is watching them or watching over them, please let us know. Please and thank you. Group 3. All right, well, someone's energy popped up here. Let's take a look. We have the 9 of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Very friendly energy so far. Spirit, can you tell us which of it is? Is it who is watching them or watching over them? Oop, nope. Which question is it, Spirit? Who is watching them or watching over them? This is really getting a few similar cards from group 2. So you got the 3 of Wands. You also got another 3 card, which is the Empress. I think that the 3s have been really showing through in tonight's reading on all of the groups. Yeah, so the Empress, and you also have here the Page of Wands. Okay, so, gosh, my throat. Okay, so let's see what I can do to clarify what category you're falling into, because it's kind of both right now. But like I said, this is a very loving energy. Let me see. Spirit, can you please clarify? Is this person here on Earth? Are they watching them from someplace else? Is this watching or watching over, Spirit? Group 3, please. Well, that's interesting. We have a blockage card, so it's a weird answer. It's almost as if they don't want to clarify that yet, but okay, let's try again. Can you tell us about this Empress energy, 9 of Pentacles energy, Queen of Cups? Who is this, Spirit? Who is this, please? This being, I'll say being because I'm not sure if they're here or not yet, has a lot to say to you. We have here the Ace of Wands and we have the 5 of Wands. We also have the 5 of Cups. So like I said, I was getting a mix of energy. This feels, at first it felt to me like a best friend, but then I was starting to really wonder with this 9 of Pentacles, it feels like they may be in a place of a lot of abundance that struck me as more powerful than that of Earth. So that's why I'm leaning here. I'm kind of on the fence here, but this does feel like a best friend energy or a sisterly energy. I do feel like it's a feminine energy, even though we do have a King of Swords coming through. So take it as it resonates, because it may be a person with high feminine energy, right? But they have quite a bit to say to you, and I feel that there could have either been an argument or something that interrupted communication in some way. This is like almost like an argument energy, but it's also an energy of people being confused and being unable to speak the same language. And then we have this, of course, at the bottom. So it feels like there was some kind of loss or maybe even grief connected to this connected to this relationship. Can you please tell us more about this? This one is striking me more than this one, the 9 of Pentacles. Can you tell us about the 9 of Pentacles, Spirit, please, for group 3? We have here the Page of Wands. I'm getting this, wow, I'm getting this really distinct feeling that this person may be becoming reborn or wants to. It's like a rebirth cycle that I'm really picking up on here, and it's really, ooh, it's really intense. See, look at this. You have this passionate child energy. There's something here having to do with birth or rebirth. Can you tell us more about the 9 of Pentacles? I feel like there's mystery here for some reason. We have the 4 of Cups, and then earlier we had the 4 of Pentacles, and now we have the Knight of Pentacles. There is a stuck energy going on here. Okay, group 3. I am inclined to say that I feel this person is watching over you. I didn't want to really say this at first. If you don't feel that, I mean, if that clearly doesn't resonate, the messages will still resonate. But I think that this person, there's a different vibration I'm getting from these cards. So I do feel like this person is watching over you, meaning that most likely, you know, they're not on Earth currently. My goodness, this is really interesting, but let's get some more messages. Spirit, what can you tell us about the Queen of Cups? You could be having a lot of dreams about this person, and it's really beautiful energy. It's so loving, you know? Okay, I'm convinced. You have the 4 of Swords. I feel that you're having repeated dreams of this person, and on the bottom of this deck was also the 4 of Swords. Okay, so again, I will just kind of say this again because of almost like a disclaimer here, but like this is going to resonate differently for you guys. So some of you, it is someone that you did know and you were close to them that has passed. But if that's not resonating, because you did know this person 100%, you know/knew this person. All right, so if it's not resonating that they have left if they have left, then the messages, like I said, will still stand. So for some reason, this person is maybe not in your life for whatever reason. Maybe they're just temporarily away. It's really hard to tell because it's such an overlap here. So that's you guys in group 3, you know. It's like this, almost like a light and dark energy with this stone. This stone, I know one of the things, it is a protective stone, and it mentioned on the website something about a sense of humor. So I think that you guys had so many laughs together. We have clarified the strength card here. This person, whoever this is, has an enormous strength about them. Another reason why I was uncertain as to which answer you guys had was because they strike me as having the strength and heart of a spirit guide, actually. So even if you do know this person currently, they could be acting as a spirit guide. So it is a little bit of a mix here. And I didn't expect that, but you know, everything is unexpected in this type of a reading, or in tarot in general. Spirit, can you tell us more about this person? Who is this? Who is either watching group 3 or watching over them, please? And thank you. Yeah, it really does feel like that sisterly energy, or I guess it could be like whatever pronoun or gender, but it does feel very much bestie or family or something like that. We have here the 5 of Pentacles again, leading me to say that for whatever reason you guys are not together, at least, yeah, like you're not in each other's lives at the moment. Oh, I'm getting, that's the thing. So group 3, I'm sorry if this is a little confusing for you guys on your end, but on my end, I'm getting a direct overlap, okay? But anyway, let's just get the messages and see where we land. Can you tell us more, Spirit, about this 9 of Pentacles, Empress energy, whoever this is? Oh gosh, this is really deep. Ay. There's healing and reconciliation energy coming through here. So in whatever way resonates for your situation, you're going to be meeting this person in some shape or form, coming back together, whether it's on earth, whether it's through dreams or in your heart. There's something here having to do with coming together with this person, and it's going to be so healing. Also, because there was a lack of closure most likely in this connection, you're going to be having that closure, and it's so beautiful, like that, like the feels coming. It's going to be healing for both sides. I said before that this person has a lot to say. It's almost like they have so much to say that they say nothing. It really does feel like that. So that's why I'm kind of flustered, like flabbergasted or something here. Let's try to use the small cards, maybe. I think, not sure, but let's try. Feels like you guys have been through everything together. Spirit, can we please have some messages about this person or from this person, please? Wow, they are really looking out for you in whatever way it resonates. But look, you have the Hermit and you have the Empress again, and you have the 3 of Cups again. This is getting freaky because that's exactly what happened to one of the other groups. They got 333, and I think it's actually happening in every group, which is kind of bugging me out. But you also have another number 9 here. I feel that September has a huge significance, or the 9th of something, but the repeating 3s are really significant here. But anyway, yeah, look at this. It's like a sister/brotherhood, depending on your case. There is a sense of celebration when together. Whoever this is, let's just say this Empress energy, had to, for whatever reason, be alone for a particular amount of time, or be away for a particular amount of time for the purposes of spiritual growth and enlightenment. That's what ended up happening to this person, is this. enlightenment. So wherever they happen to be, it will still resonate that this is why they went away or brought themselves to this solitude. Okay. I'm really feeling a lot of the sadness energy. I mean, for at least half of you, I am feeling that. Can we have more information, please, Spirit? More information for group 3, please. Oh, and your group 3. I just obviously noticed that. We have the Star as well, more of that watching over you energy. And we have the Temperance repeated. There is a huge theme for either reunion, healing, or it, like I said, it could be reconciliation, but I think that peace and healing are equal in your reading here. This person is coming through in your reading for the purposes of healing alone. I mean, there's more reasons, but that's a big part of it. They're wanting to heal you or come together with you in some way by just showing through in this reading today. Okay? Is there anything that you would like to say, Empress energy, please, to group 3? What would you like to tell them? We have, oh my gosh, you guys are making me just wig out here. You have 2 other 9s in a row here, and the Ace of Cups. Something big is coming in terms of healing. So 9 is always going to be a different significance, because September, I mean, if you're watching this as I'm posting it, it's going to be a little while. But numbers can always mean something different. So either it's talking about the significance of September or 9 something. It could, I mean, it's going to have to resonate differently with all of you, but 9 is very big in your reading here, in your messages. So they're saying to you here a direct message that the battle is almost over, the happiness is coming, new love or healing is coming through in your life very, very, very soon. And they are asking me to use the Moonology deck, so I will do that. Okay, so Empress energy, please. What are your direct worded messages now? They're not afraid to speak their mind, whoever this is. Stark contrast to group 1, where I didn't get like any worded messages. I just got like abstract stuff. Can we have messages, please? Empress energy, what is your message for group 3? What do they need to hear? Your first one, that's nice. They're asking you to step out of your comfort zone and to release negativity. They're kind of speaking in a different, more casual way now. They're saying, I've always told you this, is what they're saying. I think more specifically they said, what have I always told you? That's what they're saying here. What have I always told you? Face your fear, step out of your comfort zone, challenge yourself, in a sense, is what they're saying. But they want you to put yourself out there. They want you to get out there and really face something. What else would you like to tell them? We have here, bring love into the situation and to look at the bigger picture. So this is going to really depend, okay? We have a new moon together with a full moon. This is going to depend, because this obviously depends on the situation you're looking at. So it could be anything. It could be if you're going through a situation now that's difficult. One way to be healed, remember that's why they're here, is to bring love into the situation. So that whether that means to have compassion for yourself, whether that means that you have to forgive a situation or even a person, love, the energy of love itself, will be what gets you out of this situation. And look at the bigger picture means look at it from a higher perspective. You know, that's kind of what they did. That's kind of what they're currently doing. They're just making it clear that that's the way to go about it, to look at the bigger picture and to know that this three-dimensional thing that you're dealing with is not only what it is. There's a bigger picture. There's a spiritual reason and explanation for whatever it is you're going through. Okay, what else, please? So that's curious. They have, don't let pride get in your way. This one is only going to resonate for those of you that might be at a, let me think, like almost like a standstill with someone else, almost like a battle with another person. They're asking you to humble yourself, to bring love into the situation. For the second time, they're saying that, because otherwise nothing will ever be healed, okay? Meditate and contemplate here we have as well. Any other messages, Empress energy, please? Okay. Conclusions are within reach, and they're also saying that nothing is yet set in stone. I really like this message because not only are they correct, but okay, here's what they're doing. They are giving you a direct message that whatever situation you're in, the outcome is going to be based off of what happens next in terms of what you do and the energy you carry. They're trying to tell you that what you do and how you think and feel and the energy you carry about the situation is going to affect the outcome. So that is a huge message, and almost like a friendly advisory there, that they're trying to help you. They're trying to help you with the situation you're in by reminding you of this. That's why they were saying to let go of your negativity, to bring love, to not be either stubborn or prideful or whatever resonates for some of you, okay? Wow. So let's get just a couple more. I'm really drawn to this deck, so I have to take it now. The Energy Oracle. Let's just get just a few more. Anything else that you have to say, Empress energy, please, or Spirit, any other messages we have for group 3? Whoop. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear that they really are looking out for your best interest. They're looking out for what's best for you. They want you to reach your door to personal healing and happiness, even if they are not currently with you. They are acknowledging that you have pain in your heart right now, but they're telling you that this is not going to be permanent, that you will still find healing and happiness in your future. They are telling you this directly, okay? Remember before with the 2 Temperance cards, they were confirming this. Any final messages, Spirit, that we need to know for group 3? Okay. Your final messages, we have 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. This particular archangel will probably help you as well in the situation if you're in a pickle right now. Okay, so that's the archangel that you may want to research. And the final card is adjacent possibilities. So there is a way. That's the message either from your whoever this is, or just in general for you from Spirit, that there is a way. You may feel kind of stuck right now, trapped, blocked, whatever. There is a solution that's coming, but remember what they said, that nothing is yet set in stone. So be cautious here. You don't have to be afraid, but be mindful here, because this is going to super depend. Sorry, this is going to really depend on the energy that you put forth from now on. I just spoke to a friend about this today, actually, and it was quite interesting how everything is wrapping up together. So just to give you a brief example, this friend of mine is telling me that they are surrounded with negative energy, and they use the phrase something like a string of bad luck. And I'm like, oh boy, I couldn't just let them say that. I had to explain that it's not a string of bad luck. It's about the energy that we attract based off of our reactions to whatever we're presented with. And I know because I've lived through this, so be careful, group 3. If something's going on that's negative, you have to be really careful with how you respond to it, because if you respond in a negative way, in any sense, you know, that tends to attract more and more and more. So my advice to you, based off of what I've done to seal up that sort of hole that it creates within our aura, send it love. If you have to forgive the situation, if you have to show any kind of love or healing or light, understanding, compassion. You know, I'm not saying ever that we have to forgive a person that is actively harmful to let them back in. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying forgiveness is a form of peace. It's a form of love. It's a form of understanding your fellow human being, and not excusing them, but at least showing them the same sort of compassion that we might want if we want to be forgiven. Anyway, so seal up that energy and bring light back into your aura, because it blows a hole in your aura and it kind of sucks every negative event afterwards in. And believe me when I tell you, I've seen this happen in my own life. It's crazy. So seal that up, bring love into the situation, you know, just be in a more positive energy, like in the best way that you can, and it will really help this outcome. Okay, so that was the final message, and I think it's a really good one to look out for. Oh, so group 3, this was really quite a reading. Very, very intriguing. Let me know your thoughts for sure, if this resonated or if it didn't. And I'd love to know, you know, what happens here. So group 3, that's what I have for you. If you guys are interested in learning tarot, I posted the first video. It's the one right before this one. I'll link it in the description. Lesson 1 for how to read tarot cards. Thank you once again. Sending you love, as always. And I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is the reading for those of you that chose group number 4, which is the clear quartz sphere. So yeah, let's shuffle first and then figure out which of the questions will relate to your reading. Spirit, this reading is for group 4, please. And the energies for them, for who is watching them, either who is watching them or who is watching over them. Please provide us with clear guided messages for group 4. Okay. Oh, so you guys might be the tiebreaker here. So far, the answers we've had one of each. We've had like a yes, a no, and a maybe. We'll see how what you guys get. Spirit, for group 4, please, can you tell us either who is watching them or who is watching over them? Which one is it, please? We have the World card as a start. That one, definitely could go either way. Spirit, for group 4, please. Either who is watching them or who is watching over them, please. And thank you. Group 4. Okay, I'm getting the vibe that it is someone watching you, meaning they feel close, they feel here on Earth. And I am inclined to say that also because of the Page of Pentacles at the bottom, the Earth energy. So far, group 4, I am feeling mostly, for most of you, that this is a person that's still here. You know, you're not talking, and that is the nature of this reading, actually, but you're not currently talking, okay? Now, for some of you, yes, it might be someone that has passed, right? But I think that the majority is what I said first, all right? But I'll show you these in a moment. Spirit, can you give us more information, please? Who is watching or watching over group 4? Anything else to get started, please? And this may end up even being like a split reading, but I'll try to really make sense of it, all right? Okay. I think it came out like this. So we had, yes, the World. We also have here the King of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. So this is, yeah, I mean, here from these 3 cards, let's put the World down because that one was separate. So from these 3 cards, we can see that there was a falling out. You have the King of Cups energy. This is feeling like a person who is extremely silent right now. A person who is only thinking about everything. I don't know in what capacity they're watching you, but they're definitely thinking about you, at least on a subconscious level. I think that they can feel your energy, and that is probably two-sided, meaning you can feel their energy. There was a pretty, I don't want to say pretty bad falling out, but it was painful, right? This person could currently be at a distance with this World card here. I don't know. I mean, for some of you, obviously, that could be quite a distance, like another country. But whatever the case is, it could be within the same country, but it does feel like they are at a distance. There is a lot of pain here. I feel like it's definitely on their end. I'm seeing the King of Cups here with this bleeding heart, or swords within their heart is what I'm seeing here. Someone feels left out in the cold. Perhaps somebody did walk away. Maybe, I think it was one particular person that did walk away at first, but at this time it's blurred as to who walked away. But someone is out in the cold here. And down here, now I'm seeing that this energy is yours, and you're doing quite well. You're in your happiness and your success. There's a lot of opportunity for you. You're seeing clearly for the first time in a while, based off of how you've been feeling in the recent in terms of fog. But you're doing very well. This person wants to do well. They want to find their happiness, but they're struggling. They feel very watery in their energy, but that's not specifically the zodiac. It's more of an attribute. They feel like a person that has throat chakra issues. I feel that this person suppresses a lot of emotion. They've repressed a lot of emotion. Just in case you're curious, the difference is that one of them, they did this on purpose. And the other is it just happened as a result of probably trauma or something else similar, okay? It's rough. It's really heavy energy. This person is, I think that for the most part, this person feels often unstable emotionally. There's no spiritual balance from what I can see so far, at least not yet. It's really rough. I feel that I don't know if you're older than this person, but you're definitely more spiritually mature, or you like to be happy, versus this person, I feel like they don't necessarily see things that way. I think that they have a cynical perspective of life, and that is why they're suffering a lot. They may try to focus on other things, but how much can you really do that until it catches up with you? For some reason, I unconsciously started to do this. I don't know why. Obviously, that's what we do in tarot. These little signs come up and we're just like, I don't know what this means. This is what could that possibly mean, right? But something having to do with the hand. I don't know, it feels like the sword almost went into the hand, like there's something having to do with a knife going through somewhere, but symbolically, I'm hoping. Excuse me. This person, I feel there's a lot of things going on here, but they're not acknowledging much of anything. I feel that most of this energy that I'm currently picking up on is in the subconscious, even though they're on the conscious layer. They're like, well, I mean, that makes sense because they're only showing me what's superficial. And this is ironic because you guys by now, if you're on my channel a lot, you can see that I love to draw as many cards as I can, but I only drew 8 cards, and that's a record at this point, you know. I'm getting a lot of information. So these are their 4 and these are your 4. I'm getting a ton of information, but that's what's ironic to me is that they don't like to say anything. They don't even like to say a word to you, I don't think, or about you. And I think that this is clearly them suppressing a lot of pain that for whatever reason is involving you. Okay. And like I said, down here, okay, it's literal in this particular thing. So they're over here a little bit more towards the back, and you're over here a little bit more towards the front. Actually, you are in the front. So I think that that's really showing us that you're ahead of the game here. I think that in this situation, you did whatever it took to move forward in your life. Not necessarily even move on, but move forward, because why would you want to remain in the past or elsewhere, you know? I think that ultimately you still care for this person. And they're not looking at anything in particular. They're spaced out. This person isn't looking into the future even. They're not even looking into the past. They're not looking in the present. They are elsewhere. Their eyes are unfocused and they're in another world in their mind. I guess that they try to escape a lot through like distractions, or of course it could be stuff like substances or habits, you know. Like I don't know, I feel it. I feel for them. I feel the really I'm sorry. I know I'm feeling what they're feeling, and I know what that feels like, so that's why I'm reacting that way. I feel that they're in a really low vibration, just very blah. They could be really depressed. I mean, I'm assuming that they are if they're dealing with this. But anyway, okay. Let's get more about who this is, even though I think by now you definitely know who this is. Spirit, is there anything else we need to know from this particular deck? And then I'll get another one. Spirit, King of Cups, King of Cups. The letter P could be significant, whether it's a sign or something with their name. I don't know. That took me by surprise a little bit there. If not a P, it could also be a C, because what happens with my messages is that oftentimes I'll get a word or a name and they'll pull out 1 or 2 letters from that. And they gave me a P and a C. P as in Pisces. They showed me Pisces because the King of Cups, one of the signs could be Pisces, okay? Spirit, anything else about this King of Cups that we need to know about? This could be a masculine or feminine energy. We have here the Hierophant, this person. Interesting. So I think that this person saw you as the ultimate mentor or teacher or knowledgeable spiritual person. They saw you as the Hierophant. This is not their energy, I don't think. And this, yeah, so this is how they viewed you. So one thing that I wanted to say, but I felt it was almost too obvious to say this, but I feel that this person, they feel that they don't measure up to you. I don't think that that was necessarily the original reason for this falling out that I did mention before. But at a certain point, this person began to really see that and feel that they don't measure up to you in any way. Now, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's how you see it, but that's how they see it. And that could be another reason why they're keeping their distance here. Can you tell us anything more about the King of Cups, please, Spirit? At this point, they are in limbo, I think, and they're giving me this sense that it's not that they've given up, it's that they're at such a point of limbo. What's the word I'm looking for? Just, I guess it would be limbo. Like they're just not going back or forth or left or right. They're just hovering there. Definitely very Hanged Man energy, although that didn't come out. I'm surprised. I feel like this person has no idea what they want anymore. I think that they're completely burnt out. They're fried in their circuits. they just don't care about much. You know, I can only imagine that they're like, nobody can feel like that for long until something inevitably has to change. Either that or Spirit comes in with this gigantic tower moment intervention, but that's not shown here, at least not yet. I want to know more about the Five of Pentacles. Let's see what deck I want to use. Maybe I'll use this one. This is a new one. What is this? Harmonic Melody Oracle. I'll link it in the description. So let's see what they have to say with this deck here. Okay, King of Cups, or Spirit, can you aid us in this communication? What needs to be said here, especially with the Five of Pentacles? Yeah, again, it's giving me the same thing, that this person is at a loss. They're at a loss for words. They're at a loss for, like, I think that they've really, some of them are disheartened or discouraged, but others, they could just have lost their sense of hope within things. And I'm just really I'm feeling it for them. So the card that came out, we have here Fire of Water, State Change. You have represented here transformation. So their soul is speaking louder than they are. Their soul absolutely needs transformation. Now, the reason that they may not be getting this is probably just because there's a part of their conscious will that doesn't want to do the work, or they're afraid, or maybe they're prideful, stubborn. Any of these things could resonate. Is there anything, Spirit, that the King of Cups energy wants to say, because that's why we're here, right, to group 4? What do they want to say? King of Cups, please. What would you like to say to group 4? They said something about an open book, but I don't know if they're just fooling themselves at this point, because the crystal here is completely transparent, translucent, whichever one resonates with a crystal sphere. But they said it, but I don't know if even they believe that. Can you please give us a message, Spirit? Aid us in this communication. King of Cups, what do they want to say to group 4, please? Sorry it's so heavy. I'm just like sighing all over the place. You gotta let it out, though. Otherwise, you just go explode. Wow, very beautiful card here. We have your Earth of Celestial Radical Potential. This is quite powerful. Look at the, oh my goodness, the amount of, what do you call? The amount of transformation, the spiritual potential here is outrageously strong in this reading, okay? Look at this. It's really beautiful. This is high-powered, high-frequency energy. Their soul is suffering here. And, like, just getting all crunched up in there. And it needs freedom. So this person is blocking their own freedom for whatever reason. I think that the message, because we're trying to get messages for you, I think that they're on some very, very deep level, they are giving you a message. Oh God, they're asking for help. Ugh, I felt it so strong right there. It's a cry for help, group 4. That's what this is. But spiritually, let me make that very clear. This is a spiritual thing, at least from what I can see here. The most that some of you may want to do is nothing, and that's up to you. Obviously, you just follow your intuition, right? But I think that for the rest of you guys, if you still care for this person, and by now I really think that you know who this is. I would be shocked if you didn't. I think that if you still care for this person, you know, I guess it wouldn't take anything away from you to lend a spiritual helping hand by maybe praying for them. That would be something that I think all of us could do without really losing anything within ourselves. But it's up to you. Follow your intuition, but they are crying out for help. And I think that it's to you specifically is what they're doing. Spirit, can we have a message, please? Anything further from from the King of Cups? Yeah, it's here again. Dimensional of air, ceaseless beginning. So this to me feels like two things. It feels like a rebirth, but it also feels like a toxic loop of some kind. Could be a lot of karmic energy going on here. Anything else we need to know, Spirit? These cards are so cool. You have to try. Oh my gosh, these are so nice. All of them, I just opened them today. And all of the images just really got me. They're very beautiful. All right, our final message so far. We have Shadow Guardian on the bottom. Definitely they're going through a ton of darkness, and they're actually literally reaching for light in this card. They're reaching for any ray of hope, any semblance of light, any familiar warmth. Ooh, chills. And then the final card over here is Earth of Earth, Ground of Being. Maybe this is how they see you, perhaps. It also could be representing their stubbornness if they're stubborn. But this is huge earth energy. This is solid. Maybe they feel safe with you or something like that. So I'm going to get some final messages, but this was, yeah, this was really sad. Okay, let's use this one, the Energy Oracle. Spirit, can you tell us more about how this person might be watching Group 4? I completely forgot that's why we were here. Whew, okay. How are they watching Group 4, if at all? I feel like they're not trying to do anything. They're not trying to watch you, and they're not trying to not watch you. They're just unable to do much of anything. I really feel like they're in a... I have to say, it feels like a comatose sort of a vibration here. It feels like they're lost, or... yeah, lost, wandering, unconscious, you know, unawakened, stuff like that. Yeah, and here's the goddess of the moon, which is like that psychic, under, sort of like unconscious energy. Spirit, can we have anything else? In what way are they watching? Oh, I see. That answers the question. So I will say to you, Group 4, that for a lot of you, they're not actually watching you in a sense of looking at your social media or anything in the physical realm, but their soul, they're psychically, almost like they're psychically linked. Maybe, I don't know if that resonates for 100% of you, but it is through another, I guess like a 5D type of a thing is how they're watching you. And anything else that we need to know about this connection or any messages for Group 4, Spirit, please and thank you. Oh, more chills. We have here 2 doors, okay? The one that popped out, door to spirit. There's a lot going on in this situation. There's a ton of psychic energy, and it's actually healing energy. There's a lot of light in this situation. I will say that the best thing that you can do, this is, one of the other groups got this message. They got a Moonology card, and it said it very simply. They said, bring love into the situation, okay? So that doesn't mean anything in the 3D. It means that within your heart, you don't have any anger, bitterness, resentment, hatred, all kinds of that stuff. You don't have any of that, but you do have love within your heart. And I think that all of us as human beings, we can do that. It's quite difficult, yes, especially if there was pain involved, but the point of this reading is having to do with you and your peace, is having to do with you and your success, your positive movement forward. So even though it's difficult and some of you may not agree with it, at least not right now, that is a big message from Spirit, to have love or peace within your heart. And yes, especially towards this person. What's the quote? Is that the opposite of love is not hate, but indifference. So, oh God, I hate to say this, but like, if you're angry at this person, if that's resonating with some of you, because obviously a lot of you are past this point, but for the rest of you, if you hate this person, hate means that there's something deeper there. Otherwise, you would be indifferent. That's the point of that quote, you know? So yeah, some of you might not like me saying that, but that it needed to be said. Any final messages, please, Spirit, for group 4? Any final messages about who's watching them? Let's get just one more. Group 4, group 4. All right, yeah. I see a lot of strength within your heart. You have here this direct thing, whether you're male or female, angel of strength, woman holding a heart, okay? I do feel that this person deceived you, or there was deceit or betrayal or something similar in this connection. Again, we spoke about that, but they're indicating here that that your strength is within your heart. So if you feel any other way, if you feel like you're not approaching the situation with that, then they're asking you to rethink that so that you can find your happiness too. And as an added bonus, you are going to be helping this person to find their light. Even if you never come back together again, you're still helping another fellow human being on this planet reach light, which is the mission of the collective, to help one another come from the depths of darkness into light. That's why we're here, okay? Ooh. Group 4, you really give me the tough energies a lot. Not that you guys always pick group 4, but some of you often do. Okay, so that is what I have for you. I really hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, for for your support. I did post the first how to tarot video, how to read tarot. It's lesson 1. It's linked in the description if you're interested to learn from me, and it will be a series, okay? So sending you guys so much love and healing. Make sure to subscribe and I guess hit the notification button. I never say that. Maybe I should start. Anyway, thank you once again, and I will see you guys next time, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.